My New Year's resolution from 2019 became my full-time dream job that I'm still working today, so I figured it'd be fun to kind of talk about it. In 2019, I watched this documentary. I think it's still free to watch on YouTube, and it was all about the fragrance industry, like not perfume, but the actual word fragrance and what that word fragrance means on the ingredient label and how it can affect our bodies. And for some reason, when I watched it, it just really struck a chord with me. Before I'd watched that, I didn't even think about the ingredients in my products. I just used what I liked. But I learned about the impact that that word fragrance can have on our bodies, specifically as a woman with our hormones. I decided right there and then that I was going to ditch all the fragrance, all the synthetic fragrance in my products in my life. And I made it a New Year's resolution because it was around the time of January, and I love like a good resolution, a good goal. I started right away pretty much, and I looked at all the products in each of the rooms of my home. I actually started with my candles, my wall plugins, my room sprays. I had a lot of them. A lot of them were Bath & Body Works, and I knew that the fragrance in those could not be good. But I also knew if I tried to like throw away all my products all at once, I would get way too overwhelmed and I would probably quit. So I committed to the one room at a time. I first started by getting rid of all the candles, getting rid of all the wall plugins, but I still wanted an alternative to make my home smell good because it makes me happy to like light a candle in the morning, get your day started, have a good smelling home. It's so important to me. I was living in Phoenix at the time, so I couldn't just open my windows at all times because it's hot AF there. So I found out about essential oils and I started diffusing essential oils, and that replaced all the candles, all the wall plugins, all the scented products in my home that like made my home smell good. I switched to diffusing essential oils. With that, I joined an MLM, I joined a cult, not really a cult, but kind of a cult. That's a story for another day, but that's how I kind of started to get rid of the fragrance in my home. For a while, I was really only focusing on that one ingredient fragrance, which I feel like was a great place to start so I didn't get overwhelmed. But then I moved on to my laundry room and I looked at the ingredients on my laundry detergent, my fabric softener, my dryer sheets. All of those had synthetic fragrance. So I knew that was the next room I wanted to tackle because it didn't have a ton of products like my makeup drawer or my skincare cabinet. So I started testing out different laundry detergents that were more all natural. I was looking, like literally Googling a fragrance-free detergent. I would try the fragrance-free ones, but I still wanted a scent. So then I found out more about fragrance and how we can have a natural fragrance. It doesn't have those endocrine disrupting ingredients, but it took a lot of digging for me to do, and I was asking brands, you share the full list of ingredients in your fragrance? Because I learned that the word fragrance is just a blanket term for over 3,000 different chemicals, and brands legally do not have to disclose what ingredients are in that word fragrance. So then I got frustrated and I just started asking brands, and if they were willing to tell me and share that list of fragrance, I was so thankful because then I could see if there was any parabens, any phthalates. As I was doing this, as I was making swaps, and I was doing it so slowly, like I would wait until I ran out of my laundry detergent and then get another option. I wasn't throwing anything away, except for I did throw away a few Bath & Body Works candles. But as I was doing this, as I was doing the research, just like on the side of my full-time job, I realized that this information is like not super accessible, and it kind of frustrated me. Like, why aren't, especially women with our hormones and our fertility, why don't more women know about this? Why don't more women know about this in like a digestible, relatable way? Kind of at like a interesting point in my career as well. I dropped out of college. I was doing restaurant management, did really like, but I knew I always wanted to do something on my own. So it was kind of like all of these things colliding all at once. I had this new passion that I was doing as a hobby for myself and bettering my health. And then I was realizing that not enough people talk about this in a digestible way, not so sciencey, just like a better, more relatable, young way. I decided to start posting about it. I posted about it for a very long time before making a dime, really just sharing information, taking you guys through the journey with me as I was swapping my products. And in 2021, I want to say it was, like 2 years later, I posted a TikTok about candles and how toxic they can be and diffusing oils instead. And I woke up to it had gone viral, millions of views. First video of many that I was posting. I was consistently posting videos forever before getting any views. And I had gotten a ton of views and I was so excited. And I had gotten like, I think I want to say like 15 or 20,000 followers. And from that point on, I decided I'm doing this, I'm going all in, I'm sharing about non-toxic swaps, making it relatable. I'm gonna share that there's a healthy balance to it, that you don't have to throw all your stuff away. One tiny swap at a time goes a long way. After consistently doing that, sharing swaps, sharing the everyday products that I was using, talking about ingredients, why they're harmful, and also having my own experience of like feeling a difference, the biggest difference I found, especially when I got rid of the synthetic fragrance, was I no longer had like a daily headache. I was taking ibuprofen like all the time. I just had like this constant headache. That went away once I got rid of the synthetic fragrance. Getting sick a lot less. Probably the biggest thing I noticed was really what got me on board was that my periods became regular. Before, my periods were all over the place. I was on birth control. I would get one month, I wouldn't get one. They were all over the place. And now my periods are like clockwork. They come every month, they leave It's been amazing. And now I have this community on here and Instagram. It's my full-time job. I feel so lucky. I feel so healthy. And also I'm helping people make everyday swaps. So that's kind of where this all started, and all started on a New Year's resolution. So I don't know, maybe this is motivation for you. I think in the back of my head, I always knew I wanted to do something on social media, but I had no idea what. And it's not even like when I set this New Year's resolution that I knew it was gonna be turned into my job on social media, but it did, and I'm forever grateful. And we're changing lives out here. Little lives, small swaps at a time. An 80-20 balance is always what I say. 80% of the time you're living a non-toxic lifestyle. 20% of the time you're doing the things you want. I get gel manicures once a month. That's part of my 20%. I don't worry about it, but I make swaps elsewhere to make my health feel better.